What else?
Well, Little Miss Sunshine, again, comes bearing, huge quotes on the poster. Hilarious, hysterically funny, plain fabulous, one of the best films of the year. It is a very acclaimed independent comedy. Apparently took them 5 years to make and then was picked up at the Sundance Film Festival, as so many indie things are, picked up by Fox for apparently $10 million, which means, immediately it's made all its money back. A dysfunctional family are forced to go on the road in order to attend the Little Miss Sunshine competition in California. Little Miss Sunshine competition being one of these young persons pageants, of which have been in the news, recently associated with, murder cases and things. And there is a real dark underbelly to those things, which is sort of touched upon here, but not really delved into. The family consists of the Moppet daughter, obviously, mad grandfather played by Alan Arkin, failed self-help therapist dad, who is presumably the kind of man who would indeed say, we call it every day is a gift, that's why we call it the present. Thank you very much.
Very wise.
Thank you. Suicidal uncle and a mute son who refuses to speak. I like Greg Kinnear a lot, and Greg Kinnear does that sort of droll American bore rather well. And there are individually good things about it. Alan Arkin is very good as the porno-loving, drunk, heroin-addicted grandfather. Because, I mean, how could he not be? It's such a great comedy role. The problem with it is that it's nothing like as harsh as it needs to be about the subject, because there are some really dark things going on in that whole beauty pageant mythology, and it never quite gets towards them. The other thing is it's very contrived. All these people have to get into a camper van and travel across country for reasons which are never properly explained. And at its best, it's a strange little quirky widget of a movie. At its worst, it's basically RV for the indie crowd, which is nothing that you really want to pay to go and see. Toni Collette's good as the mum. It very quickly runs out of dramatic steam. They realise that they've exhausted all the possibilities of these people being stuck together in a car, so they start doing over-the-top things, like they have to dispose of dead bodies, like they have to do a little motorcycle chase, like they get stopped by the police. I mean, they keep cranking up the dramatic ante because you feel that they have run out of things to do with their subject matter. I think there is a much darker, much more vicious, much more spiteful movie to be made about this subject.
And that would be a good thing.
That would be a good thing, yeah.
Okay.
And this isn't it. That's not to say it's not without laughs. There are laughs in it, and certainly if you compare it to Driving Lessons, it is a really rip-roaring, insightful, blisteringly funny laugh-out-loud comedy. But please don't quote that out of context on the poster unless you use the phrase, if you compare it to the not comedy gold Driving Lessons, in which case you have my permission.